as I've said many times, and don't get me wrong, they had a lot of grade A's, and that's at the bottom line what we look at over the course of the hockey game. And we gave up 12 in the first period, so that's a lot. But in saying that, we missed the net a lot tonight. So the shots on goal total, even though they would outshot us, it could have been if we would have hit the net a little bit more, and our passing was off early as well, where we were making that extra pass, which we have a tendency to do to get that extra look in a better area of the ice. So consequently, that's why our shots on goal total was a little bit low. But I mean, anytime a coach calls your team out in the media, they're going to make a push. So I thought they came out, and certainly we were standing around and puck focused and weren't moving our feet, and they were outworking us, and consequently we came out of that period 1-1, and PD was unbelievable. So and I thought we got our game together in the second. We were much better. And they had, a couple power plays that increased their shots on goal total. And I thought that was the biggest difference in the second. Like, we had 2 power plays and only were able to muster 1 or 2 shots, where they had a number of shots. So I thought we were better in the second, really good in the third. And then I thought both teams traded chances in the overtime, and we got the winner.
You looked like, though, I thought that you maybe might have been a little fresher team in overtime. Is that a byproduct of having played, 2 full series?
Well, there was some guys that their ice time going into overtime was actually not necessarily a little bit low, but certainly enough when I looked at it going into overtime. I'm like, and ironically, the line that had low minutes, just because of the matching that was going on, scored the winning goal. And so that was one particular line when I went to the bench going, geez, these guys are, around that 10-minute mark, and which is a little bit low for a 60-minute game for them. I'm hoping they got a little bit of juice for overtime, and it kind of worked out because both shifts, the shifts they had, you could tell they had some energy.
It was Camper and Gaisley, obviously, that teamed up for it. But you talked about the energy. It looked like Walker was flying around there pretty good to kind of keep the puck in the zone. Just your thoughts on Camper and Gaisley, again, especially Camper.
Yeah. Well, first, I'll say that was Walker's best game of the playoffs, and now we're at, 12, 14 games. So I thought he was on the puck hard tonight and had a number of looks there. Missed the net there in that maybe the third period in that 2-on-1, but I really liked his jump all night. And, Camper's had an unbelievable playoff. I mean, I think with 2 or 3 points tonight now, he's at least at point a game or over a point a game in his career in the playoffs. And the kid wants to win badly, and you got to like how that's what happens. There's always heroes in playoffs, and for a guy that faced a lot of adversity throughout the regular season with the vet problem here or the vet situation, couldn't be happier for him. And Gaisley as well. Gaisley, as I said last night, has healthy scratch 5 games in the playoffs, and a couple more points tonight, and he's probably getting plus a close 10. And those are the kind of guys that pushes a guy like Barber out of the lineup. So, and you're not going to win a championship without those kind of performances.
You had said going into this series that the fact that they were a favorite and favored all the way through, the number 1 team, can add a little pressure to the situation. Do you think they're frustrated, feeling something now, even though it's 0-2 in your building still? Do you think they're feeling a little bit better?
Well, I think that, last night, this morning at least, they felt that there was some next door. They were upset with how they played. I would think from their perspective, they probably feel they played a really good game tonight and deserved the win. And you know what? If you look at over the course of that 75 minutes or whatever we played tonight, yeah, maybe so, but that's just not how hockey works. And our game got better as it went on, and I thought we started managing the puck better, and that was one of the reasons we were defending so much in that first 30 minutes of the game. And even that second goal that they scored late second was due to a turnover, and we talked about it the second intermission. We got to manage the puck better, and consequently, we spent more time in O-zone. Shots on goal were 8-7, and then the overtime was the same kind of formality as the third period.
You talked about Peters tonight. Was this his finest hour, you think, this whole season, especially that first period? They could have had 5 goals.
Yeah, no, he was. He's another guy that's faced adversity this year and is just really wants it. And when you want something so badly and you work for it, good things will happen to you. And it could have been I remember a third period in Lehigh earlier in the year where we gave up like 20 shots in the third period where he was unbelievable as well. But you're probably right in saying that was probably his best game of the year.
Going against a team like this, how important is it when you have all four lines moving to really just make sure that you're looking out and seeing that everybody out there. I know you said that they had a little bit, Camper's line had a little bit lower minutes, but seeing everybody out there is doing well for you guys overall.
Well, I think that, I've stated this a number of times. You can't win in the NHL or the AHL without having good depth, and it's very tough to win a championship with less than four good lines. And I think we have that. And, in a game like tonight, when we go in, especially when you got the home change, when you're specifically looking for certain matchups, sometimes, guys' ice times might fluctuate, and it's not necessarily because of their play. And that happened a little bit tonight. Camper's line got squeezed a little bit, and, the Boyd line, there was times when they would get squeezed a little bit too, and I needed to get those guys out because at the end of the day, offensive guys need their ice time or you're not going to get much out of them. And so I was just trying to balance that with, really matching Stevenson and still against what we felt or feel is their top two lines offensively.
In this scheduling situation, what does it mean now to come out of here 2-0 going up there?
Well, the good news is we're guaranteed a Game 6 if needed here back in Hershey, and it's not ideal to go 2-3-1-1, but knowing that we're going up there with two, feels good. But we just gotta have a good day off tomorrow and get back at it, and know that first 10 minutes in Toronto, Wednesday night is going to be much like we've seen tonight. Petey's going to have to be unbelievable, and we're going to have to weather the storm, and then we'll take our chances. And tonight's game actually played out a little bit very similar to the game late February there, where Ellis was unbelievable in the first, and they outchanced us and outshot us. We got our game together in the second, and we started playing really well. We dominated the third, ended up winning the game 5-2. So much tighter tonight, but that's that was kind of the formality. So I'm anticipating that kind of a start for them. Because they're going to want to get that series to 2-1 Wednesday night.
What can you guys do on Wednesday to have the puck a little bit more?
Well, the first, we got to manage it way better. And I thought that our breakouts were way, third period and overtime, I thought our breakouts for the most part was good. And we were kept talking on the bench and in intermissions about how we needed to break the puck out, and we did it at times, but still not enough. So breakouts will be a big focus on video here once we get back at it, and just managing the puck through the neutral zone a little bit more. And the best way to beat this team is to have the puck. There's just no doubt about it, and I'm sure they're saying that to some degree over there as well, because I do think we create a lot of havoc and a lot of grade A opportunities for the opposition when we're going in zone play, which we did tonight at times. All good. Thank you.